Hello, everyone. Wow, that was really an inspiring speech that the woman before us gave. And this is a little scary because usually I'm fronting a band, and I've only one person to command today, which is Rick Matle, which is a full-time job. Well, first of all, yes, I've enjoyed being in the music business since 1973, which brings me up to, 45 years of being in front of audiences. And what a delight and what a challenge. And it's really been exciting. And this is an exciting opportunity as well. And as soon as Rick is plugged in, I'd like to treat you to some of the things that I think about on a daily basis. My poetry, it's kind of, writing things down is a way of kind of maybe managing the world, or discovering how you really feel about a circumstance, or something that happens in nature. So it's just kind of my way of organizing the world. And Rick Matle here is a music graduate of Oakland University, right here in Rochester. And he certainly knows what he's doing. And he always brings his best self to the stage. So we'd like to start off with, this is something I wrote. Let me put on my specs before beginning, because seeing is believing. All right. Now, you ready, dear? No, we're just gonna read. And so Rick's function here is to, I didn't tell him anything about what we were doing today, because well, for one thing, poets were not all that demonstrative. It's like, oh, you'll find out. Don't worry about it. See, I like to have him respond spontaneously to, you're familiar with this one. This is one we did at the Jazz Festival, but this will be our version. It's called A Vignette from the Dark Side, or a treatise on free will. The night smelled like pizza. Ooh, yeah. This was going to be a good night. Hunkering down against the wind, whoosh, she wondered why the dog in the House of Watchbands had growled at her. Perhaps the she-dog recognized a fellow huntress, a kindred, dogged spirit, a potential foe, or, in the final analysis, just a cat person. Meow. On the other side of the glass counter, no matter, will I or won't I? Do I really need this? Somersaulting through a perverse, endless cycle of push and pull, I finally did it. It was more than just a trip to the House of Watchbands on a wintry night. It was an exercise in free will, a triumph in black leather. And that was the vignette from the dark side, a treatise on free will. Okay, moving on. What happened? Oh, he was shy. No. When I start, you start. Okay. We're going to do, okay, that's all right. Don't worry about it. This is from my book, The Guide to Artful Floundering. Okay. Look for the pink paper clip. There you go. Okay. This is called The Last Chat with Margot. Margot Lagatuda. How many remember Margot and her wonderful contributions? Yes, she used to lecture right in this very same spot. And I took some of her workshops in creative writing, and they were great. And she was always very encouraging. And I had a chat with Margot. We were planning for a big poetry conference, and this was down in Dearborn some years back. So feel free to jump in there, Rick. We had a meeting, the two of us together. We were planning our conference. Table round, perched in wrought iron chairs, sharing plans and schemes. Maroon complicity over ill-fitting tiles and giggles. Two old gals who love poetry and the way words bend, a giddy tete-a-tete on the porch, cozily ensconced by our long bond of friendship. Get your motor running, head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and let nothing come our way. It's a good thing I know how to sing. Yeah, God, we're gonna make it happen. Take the world in a love embrace. I think he's back. Oh, get your motor running. All right. Cozily ensconced by our long bond of friendship and the rustle of unruly papers. Hot buttered metaphors, come and get 'em. Simile, 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 life is but a dream. I think Rick is going to find himself some electricity. In the meantime, I'm a Sheila Landis, but you knew that. I had to double check. I was like, oh yeah, I'm Sheila Landis, okay. All right, so that was the last chat with Margot, and the poetry conference was a big success. And just reminding yourselves, I had written parenthetically that people in dreams usually represent a part of yourself. They're not to be taken literally. Okay, first, as soon as Rick's ready. Okay, this next one. Have any of you ever had to part with something that was really close to your heart? That it was just kind of maybe financially necessarily or emotionally necessary to kind of cut it loose and let it go, although you tried and you tried and you tried and you tried and 15 years have gone by and you're still trying, and finally, he's gone. This is called Circle Drive. I had a little place up on the highway, up on the lake, and my realtor said, "Oh yes, selling real estate on a lake, it's the hardest thing that you can do. If heaven had a gateway, a shiver of eternity deftly parted, the swans would know. The trees resplendent on the horizon would know, ablaze with color, in a florid arc sweeping the hills across the lake. Closer in, each leaf on the bushes so small and perfect, fluted like the fingers on a baby's hand. I've cared for you, each one of you, as I was able. Squatting and sweating in the piercing sunlight, armed only with utter dedication and a pair of grass clippers, while savoring the delicious quiet, broken only by the occasional crunch of gravel under tires on the dirt road. The pungent scent of nature undeveloped, the dizzying tang of the well water from deep in the earth. Had no idea it would cut this deeply to let you go, Circle Drive, drawn repeatedly back to you, to marvel at what may well be sacred ground, bordered and sheltered by birches and towering trees that pitch and weave in the wind. Where now to direct my vagabond soul? Constantly seeking yet another window into the mystic. The caretaker, the stargazer, the searcher, the lawn-cut lady. Cut adrift. I promise to come back someday, for you hold my heart. You hold my heart. You hold my heart. Circle Drive. Woo! So yeah, Circle Drive after 15 years. Goodbye. How many people like dirt? Anybody? I like dirt. I like dirt a lot. Something about that gravel. This is called Dirt Road Gal. I love to feel the gravel grip beneath my feet. Don't care if I get grit between my teeth, 'cause I'm a dirt road gal. Sure enough, I'm a dirt road gal. Just a walking and a stomping through the back roads north of town. You see, I'm happy when I'm bumping down a washboard road, jostling and a bumping with a heavy, heavy load. I'm a dirt road gal. Sure enough, I'm a dirt road gal. Just a walking and a stomping through the back roads north of town. There's always lots of traffic. I keep to the side, plowing through the ditches, trying to save my hide. If it's true that old men tell old man tales, creatures love to sing, especially humpback whales. True when they see about me hiking along, picking up the bottles and singing a song, 'cause I'm a dirt road gal. I'm a dirt road gal. Walking and a stomping through the back roads north of town. Take it, Rick. Get dirty. Yeah. There's always lots of traffic, so I keep to the side, plowing through the ditches, trying to save my hide. If it's true that old men tell old man tales, creatures love to sing, especially humpback whales. True about me singing when I'm hopping along, picking up the bottles and singing a song. I'm a dirt road gal, not afraid of I'm a dirt road gal. Just a walking and a stomping through the back roads. Walking and a stomping through the back roads. Walking and a stomping through the back roads north of town. Dirt is my thing. Woo! All right, this one is called The Same Arm, but a Different Vein. Would you be my balladeer? Whisper secrets in my ear. Pour me whiskey in a paper cup. Kiss and poke me till I'm all used up. Would you shave your head? Would you share my bed? Would you pump my gasoline? Would you cherish me till the end of time? Same actors, but a different scene. If a poem rings best, ringing in the ear. If a song sounds best out loud, would you wave to me? Would you hold my hand? Could you spot me in a crowd? I may want to smother you or cuddle in your arms when you crack a joke or disturb the wind. Still rattles my alarms. Can we channel love like a big remote that fell down from the sky? After 25 years and then some, you're still my piece of pie. Would you ring my bell? Could you fry an egg? Though I'm tempted to complain. After 25 years, we're still a team. Same arm, different vein. Thank you. I catch a little scent of Bob Dylan there, don't you? This happened. This really happened. We were driving to a gig. We're in the driveway. It's called Sudden Spirit. A russet moon rose, shrouded softly in November clouds like a bruised tangerine, peeking through misty curtains, catching, then commanding my peripheral gaze. Just as purple haze roared into life, spun on the CD player, a bold and boisterous spirit deliciously jarring my brain, suddenly prickling my skin into voodoo ripples of crunchy sound, kissing the sky in a cosmic collision of autumn mind spell. Yes, Jimmy was a groover. Jimmy was a groover and a mystic too, making his annual fall pass through the atmosphere. Sudden spirit, sudden spirit. Talking about Jimi Hendrix, you know what I mean? He passes by the earth about once a year like a comet. And I saw it and I felt it when that moon rose. The color of a bruised tangerine. Sudden spirit. Woo! Now, walking through the neighborhood, I noticed that my neighbor had a tree. And it was like getting closer to the ground, a little closer to the ground, closer to the ground. Okay, and I said, finally, Tom, your tree's going to tip one of these days. This is called Tom's Tree and the Peekaboo Moon. Tom's tree had a tendency to bend down toward the ground till one snowy night it finally lost the fight and that big pine tree came down. Tom's tree sliced a scythe across the night sky the color of indigo. My eye drawn to the peekaboo moo, cradled in the gap till snow burdened a bough. Finally, how surrendered its bend all the way down to the ground in the end. Tom's tree and the peekaboo moon. Boom, boom. Tom's tree and the peekaboo moon. Tom's tree and the peekaboo moon. Tom's tree fell down too soon. Tom's tree had a tendency to bend down toward the ground till one snowy night it finally lost the fight and that big pine tree came down. Woo! Tom's tree and the peekaboo moon. How are we doing for time? 4.5 minutes. Good. Yay, 4.5 minutes. Perfect. Thank you. Once again, a nice hand for Rick Matle. Okay, how many people do we have here 65 and up? Anybody? Don't be shy. Me too. That's my group. Card carrying, Medicare type person. All right. All right. Hey, there's no shame. We just keep getting better, right? For one thing, it's like nobody can say no to you. It's like, I'm 65. Don't bother me. Don't try and, don't try and baffle me. I've seen it all. When Father Time comes cruising by for you. Reflections by Sheila, Landis, age 65. You wince away as though I am contagious, as though old age is something you can catch. But when you've lived as long as me, then finally, kid, one day you'll see the hands of time will reach and they'll attach. Is it just because I've seen too many sunsets? Maybe been awakened by too many rosy dawns, burned my merry way through a million summers, said goodbye to countless loved ones who have gone. Yeah, I'm old, but you'll arrive there someday too. It's just something gradually sneaking up on you. By avoiding my gaze, you can't escape the march of days when Father Time comes cruising by for you. Don't hold me to blame because I feel no shame. Yes, every wrinkle on my face I've earned. Every gray hair has its glory, every creak and groan its story. Every tear I've shed a valued lesson learned. Like you, I used to shy from all my elders, afraid that death would cast its breath on me. You can run, but you can't hide. You'll be swept up by fortune's tide and park your soul on Mount Eternity. Is it just because I've seen too many sunsets? Maybe been awakened by too many rosy dawns, burned my merry way through a million Michigan summers, said goodbye to countless loved ones who have gone. Yeah, I'm old, but you'll arrive there someday too. It's just something kind of gradually sneaking up on you. Ow, 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 sneaking up on you. Who's that stranger in the mirror? What did you do with Sheila? Where did she go? Just yesterday I was 16. What happened to me? By avoiding my gaze, you can't escape the march of days when Father Time comes cruising by for you. No, don't hold me to blame because I feel no shame. Every wrinkle on my face I've earned. Every gray hair has its story, every creak and groan its glory, every tear I've shed a valued lesson learned. Like you, I used to shy from all my elders, afraid that death would cast its breath on me. You can run, but you can't hide. You'll be swept up in fortune's tide and park your soul on Mount Eternity. When Father Time comes cruising by for you. When Father Time comes cruising by for you. When Father Time comes cruising by for you. Thank you.